Father, we give you all the glory. You are my rock, my strength and my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy to be praised. You are my rock, my strength and my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy to be praised. Sweet Jesus, beautiful King, no Father like you, no friend like you. Your love for me is everlasting. No one like you, no one like you. Sweet Jesus, beautiful King, there is no Father like you, no friend like you. Your love for me is everlasting. No one like you, no one like you. You are my rock, my strength, my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy to be praised. You are my rock, my strength, my trust. In you I live, I move. You are my shelter, my peace, my shield. You are.
All right, so you are welcome to the Seasoned Apologist Live. This is the day the Lord has made. We rejoice and be glad in it. I want to welcome each and every one of you right to the program tonight. And first off, I really want to apologize that we did not have this program last week. We're supposed to have it last week. Remember, we had the first episode last 2 weeks. So we're supposed to have the second part of the topic of discussion that we're going to be taking a look at this week. But then we could not have that happen. So we're so sorry about that. And but we're trusting that the Lord will help us today. Okay, so for those that have been checking up on us and those that have been praying for us, thank you very much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your kindness and also your prayers and everything in between. Thank you very much for that. Again, this is the Seasoned Apologist program. My name is Corey Delaware, and I'll be joined with some of my brethren tonight. And in fact, even as I speak to you right now, I have joining the platform with me to discuss this issue tonight, our dear brother and friend, Brother Benson Sunday. Brother Benson, how are you doing today?
I'm very much fine, sir. To you all,
Okay,
I love you viewers. Good to you, Record. I think we're very much fine for today.
great, great, great. So good to know that you are doing fine and well. So, Lord willing, today we're going to be talking about the issue that we looked at 2 weeks ago. And that is the issue of Muslim passing through hellfire to paradise. I just want to give us a bit of head up for those that are joining us today. Just in case if you did not join us about 2 weeks ago, how did this all started? Why are we even talking about this topic of discussion in the very first place? Of course, we're talking about this because our dear brother and friend, Brother Benson Sunday, went on to engage Zakir Naik, Dr. Zakir Naik. It came to Nigeria, precisely Abuja, and also Nasarawa. We also got information that it was actually right there in Ilori, but Brad Benson was able to engage him in both Nasarawa and also Abuja. But this issue of Muslim going to hellfire actually took place right there in Nasarawa. So Brad Benson was asking him that question. Okay, but if you want to get a background of the reason why we're talking about this, we want to implore you to check the first part of this conversation. All right. So that will help you to have the background. Okay. Now, the text of the Quran that we're looking at, okay, that actually talks about this issue is Quran chapter 19 from verse 67 to 72. We read through this verse about 2 weeks ago. And what we discovered is that from this verse of the Quran, we were told that all of mankind, okay, everybody, we actually go to hellfire. And then when everybody's in hellfire, then Allah will now begin to pick out from hellfire the ones to whom He desire to pick out. Okay. So when the Muslims who were actually in the program listening to Brother Benson asking this question, when they had him, quote this verse from the Quran, a lot of them were shocked, they were surprised because they never thought that there is a verse like this in the Quran. They are like, why do we need to go to hell in the very first place? I mean, Allah has already told us that we're going to have salvation. Okay. Paradise has been, in some ways guaranteed, even though this is another subject that we could debate or we could even talk about in the Quran. But then that idea of going to hellfire before going to paradise is something that a lot of Muslims are not aware of. Now, some Muslims are aware of this. Most of the Muslim scholars are aware of this. They know about it. But for the most part, an average Muslim is not aware that he's going to actually go through hellfire before he goes to paradise. Okay, so that was the background. Okay, that is actually what led to we discussing this particular issue today. And so last 2 weeks, we take a look at the verse of scripture, Quran chapter 19 from verse 67 to 72. We also examine this in the light of other translations because we have different translations of the Quran. We looked at these translations and we discovered that the translations are saying different things. But of course, there's some of the translations that admitted that the Muslims will actually go to hellfire before they go to paradise. So what we're going to be doing tonight, is to examine again some of the translations. Then we're going to be taking a look at the Islamic sources. All right. So it's not going to be Bra Benson, Bra Kurdi, or Fatou Kodoro. By the way, Fatou Kodoro is also joining us right now. But the only thing is that it's showing that Fatou Kodoro can only join through the audio. So when it's time for Fatou Kodoro to present us, also to suggest and also make comments, you'll be able to hear his voice. Okay. So, but then basically what we're saying is that we're going to be taking a look at the verse of scripture again, and we're going to be taking a look at the Islamic tradition. Okay. We're going to be taking a look at the tafsir. We're going to be taking a look at the hadith. We want to see what the Islamic tradition and the scholars are saying. I'm hearing some heat sound right here. Okay. I think it's better now. Aha. So we want to take a look at what the Islamic traditions are saying. We want to take a look at what the tafsir, okay, the commentators, what are they saying? Okay, what is the hadith saying on this particular issue? So those are the things we're going to be taking a look at today. Of course, we're going to start, looking at the translation of the Quran, okay, and then we're going to move on to that verse, the comment of the scholars and that of excuse me, the traditions of the prophet as well. So right on the screen right here, I want to just show to us right here on the screen a couple of translations just as last week. And these are a couple of translations we're going to be showing you. Wanted to read it to you, and we want you to know that, see, we're not making this stuff up, okay? As Muslims, we're not making this stuff up, all right? So we wanted to read what your own translations are saying, and then we're going to be giving the Muslims the opportunity to ask questions today. Yeah, we're going to allow you to ask questions today. So please, if you cannot, because some people are actually complaining in the comment section that the volume is not, is not playing enough. But I believe that you should be able to hear us right about now. So please, I want to believe that you can hear us better right now. Okay, even right from the very beginning, the audio has been very clear. Okay, so let's do a couple of reading from the translation of the Quran. We're going to have, our discussions on this. Then we're going to go into the tradition of the Prophet and also the comment of the Muslim scholars as well. Okay, so here is this translation of the Quran, Muhammad Sawar, and this is the way he translated this verse of the Quran, Quran chapter 19. And here's what it says. Okay, it says, "There's not one of you but will pass by hell. All right. This is what this translation is saying. And this person is the Muslim. He says, there is not one of you but shall pass by hell. This is a decree. Oh, sorry. This is actually from Maududi. All right. This one I'm reading right now is from Maududi. The first one. It says, this is a decree which your Lord will fulfill. And here's what Maududi says. Brother Sunday, I'm going to be asking you to comment on this also. Here's what Maududi says in this particular translation of the Quran. You see a footnote right there. Maududi is saying that according to some tradition, he says, according to some tradition, pass over it, which is hell, means to enter hell. Muslims, I hope you're hearing this. You're listening to this. This is not what we are saying, all right? This is what your own tradition is saying right now. That if we're talking about, going through this fire or pies by fire, it's saying that some of your tradition is saying that it means that you're going to enter hellfire. Okay, but it moves further to say, all right, it says, but none of these traditions is authentic. Okay, so what Maududi is saying is that, do we doubt the fact that some tradition actually says it? He said, no, we are not doubting it. Some tradition says it, and we're going to be examining some of this tradition as well. Okay, this tradition that Maududi is actually alluding to, we're going to go through this tradition. We're going to take a look at it. Now, if you're a Muslim, you're listening to this, these are what your Muslim scholars are saying. This is not what the Christians are saying. These are your own scholars. And what Maududi is saying right here is that, hey, we're not denying the fact that our own tradition, some of them are saying to pass over hell actually means to enter into a fire. But then he move on to say, but none of this tradition is authentic. Then he move on to say, this interpretation goes against the Quran and a great many authentic traditions. Now, this is Maududi still talking, okay? Putting this on the screen because I want us to see it very clearly, okay? He move on to say that this interpretation goes against the Quran and a great many authentic tradition, which clearly states that the true believers will never be cast into hell. That is what Maududi is saying, all right? And then he move on to say, lexically, also, wariduha, that is the Arabic word, which is to actually pass over it or to enter it and all of that, being presented into is not synonymous to dukhul, okay, which is actually causing to enter. Therefore, the correct meaning would be that every human being will be presented before hell. But then, as the next verse clarify, the pious will be rescued and the transgressors will be left therein on their knees. Men and brethren, this is the comment of Maududi on this verse of Quran that we're talking about. So the submission of Maududi is that, see, we have some traditions that actually says that, see, Muslims will actually go into a fire, okay? Our Muslim tradition, some of them actually says that. So we're not denying that. But Maududi is saying that these traditions are not authentic and it goes against the Quran. That is what it's actually saying. But then Maududi now ended his statement by saying that at the end of the day, okay, the Muslims will be saved from hellfire, while the unbelievers, they'll be left therein. Now, even the interpretation and also the comment of Maududi betrays what he's trying to say. Because the question is, if you are rescued from something and you're leaving some other person inside it, what does that mean? It means you're already in that thing before you are rescued. All right? And then the question is, why do you even need to be presented, all right, into or before hell, before you are now taken out or you are moved away from hell? All right? So you can see that the comment of Maududi also betrays what is actually trying to say. But then I want Brother Benson and also Fatu Kuduru to make a comment on this before we go into the second translation of the Quran, and then we'll begin to examine some of these traditions. So, Brother Benson, what do you have to say about Maududi's comment on this verse of the Quran?
The first thing I want to say about it is that he himself that said that the traditions that the tradition is contradict tradition or is not authentic. We should ask him which tradition is now authentic. With his faith, which tradition will he say is authentic? If Sahih Buhari says something, Sahih Muslim says something, and he's a Muslim and he says it's not authentic, then which tradition will he want to say is authentic? So that's one. And just like you just mentioned now, that it is very evident that he even agreed I like that fact, and the Muslim should even look at it, that he agrees that when he said pass through it, it literally means that you are entering into it. The Muslims should take note of this. It's very, very important that this scholar is just helping you to know the truth, even though he wants to still bend the truth, but get to know the truth that passing through it, you are not passing through it on one bridge of Syria that you run through like a horse. Or no, you are going to be in hellfire. You are going to be in that fire. Then, as you now rightly also said, there was a break in transmission earlier. Rightly said that why are they now removing some people in the first place? So if they have to remove some people, why are they removing the people? And who are the people that they are removing? So if the tradition has tell you as a Muslim that passing through hell is entering into hell, please, my Muslim friend, listen to this tradition and understand that concept, that there's nothing like just passing through it in any shape or form that they may just say, that they make it look trivial, that you just pass through it, and no, you are going to enter into hell. Then we will now begin to verify from those traditions today and see if those traditions can be called authentic or not. So if it's not a Sahih tradition, we will see it. So if it's a Sahih tradition, then we can see that what he's saying about it is the tradition are not authentic.
We can hardly hear you right now. The audio is really very bad. Probably you need to join in again. Yeah, we can hardly hear you right now. The audio is really, really very bad. Okay. Fatih Kodoro, do you want to say something about this? Fatih Kodoro, do you want to say something about this?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Oh, thank God. What I wanted to say is that, you see, Islam is just a religion where every Tom, Dick, and Harry can cook up lies, can cook up tafsir, can cook up explanation by himself. Unlike the Christian faith, you have the commentaries. In fact, you have what scholar said. Muslims, they want to have their cake and eat it. It's impossible. You cannot eat your cake and have it. In fact, that ayah said they will surely enter waridua. That is the Arabic word. Passover it is not there, is waridua. Yeah, maybe it's part of the program. You can see in Surah 21:98 using the same Arabic word. Whatever, you can show it on the screen. Verily, what you worship and or other than God we enter heat. You will enter heat. That is, we enter a fire. So if a scholar is not saying so this is this, and though we are not agreeing, that is his own cup of tea. What the text says is that they will surely enter hell. And the hadith actually corroborated it, like we shared last time when you are doing the program. After they have been burnt to ashes, Allah will not be taking them, like Brother Branson said. Allah will be taking them out of a fire with their Zebiba sign. No wonder Dr. Zakar cannot read the Quran. He was holding a big, gigantic Quran in his hands. He couldn't read it because it was debilitating. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Brother Benson. Brother Folari Fatih Kodoro, for that comment. That's quite interesting. Now, we want to move further while we're waiting for Brother Benson to still join us. I just want to show us a couple of things again, because, again, this is what your scholars are saying. All right? This is not what we're saying. And your own scholars know the Arabic. So they are the one interpreting some of these things right now. And alongside the interpretation of your scholars, we also want to make you see some of the traditions of the Prophet of Islam. Some of them you will like, some of them you will not like, but these are your sources. The reason why we're presenting this to you is because we actually love you. We don't want you to go to hell before you go to heaven. I mean, if you go to hellfire, what is the guarantee you're going to ever come out from there? I mean, you're already in hell. So what is the guarantee you're ever going to come out from there? So that is the reason why we're having this program. So you get to know about this. And if you think that we're lying, these sources that we're sharing with you, you can actually show it to your scholars and ask them, these sources, are they true or not? So let's quickly move on. So the second translation that we're having right here is that of Muhammad Sawar. And here's what it says. It says, it is the inevitable decree of your Lord that every one of you will be taken to hell. Question is, why should you be taken to hell? Why? Why do you need to be taken to hell for goodness sake? You are a righteous person. You have served Allah right here on earth. You have done all of the things that Allah wanted you to do. So the question is, is your business with hellfire in the very first place? Why would you be taken to it? So these are your own translators. These are the people you trusted. These are your scholars that know the Arabic, and they're translating the Arabic into English. And these are some of the things that they are saying. Now we're going to be checking another translation. Here's what it says. Dr. Gailey. Dr. Gailey says that, and decidedly, not one of you there is, except that he will go. Look at the word he uses right here. That he will go added down to it. Where is he going to? Where are you going down to? You are going down to hellfire. What is your business with hellfire, for goodness sake? If you have served the Lord, you have served God, you've done all your rakats right here on earth, you have done the Ramadan's fasting, you believe in Tawhid, okay, you've gone for Hajj, you believe in that, you've done the zakat, you've done all of these things. Why do you need to go to hellfire again? All right. Now, I know that some of you in the comment section will be thinking, or some of you that are watching right now, it is not the Muslims that will go there. It is the unbeliever. We're going to examine that. Yes. We're going to examine that particular question. Is it the Muslim that will go there? But from the comment that we've seen so far, okay, from some of the things that we've actually examined, it says that everyone will go there, both unbelievers and the believers. Okay, both the kafiruns and also the mu'minin. Okay, the Muslims, they will be there. Everybody. And the question is, why would you need to go to hellfire? Now, the question we're asking right now is this. Brother Benson, you're welcome again. So we're asking the question, who are those people that are going to hellfire? Okay. Even though we have seen a couple of translations right now, and as you can see right there on the screen, we're asking the question, which is it? Are they going to pass through hell? Are they going to go down to hell? Are they going to pass over hell? We're looking at the translation of the Quran right now, because all of the things that we're seeing right here are the things that your own scholars have translated in the Quran. So your scholars are saying, some of them are saying that you will pass through hellfire. Some of them are saying that you will go down to hellfire. Some of them are saying that you will pass over it. Some of them are saying that you will be taken to hellfire. Some of them are saying that you will pass by hellfire. And some of them are saying that you will arrive at hellfire. So the question is, which one is it? Would you pass through it, go down to hell, pass over hell, taken to hell, pass by hell, or arrive at hell? Now, the only way we can actually answer this question is to take a look at the context of the verse, and also to take a look at the tradition of the prophet, and also the commentators of the Quran. Okay, so what we're going to be doing tonight is not to pick and choose. We're going to show you the commentators of the Quran and your own tradition, what your traditions are saying. We're going to give you everything, all right? And then you can now decide if you still want to stick and want to stay in this particular faith that guarantees that you're going to go to hellfire. Okay, so that is actually what we're going to be doing tonight. So let's take a look at the tafsir of Ibn Kathir, because I've seen a lot of Muslims say, Brabensin, Fatih Kodoro, a lot of Muslims have said that, well, you guys are just misrepresenting the Quran. It does not say that the Muslims will actually be there. It does not say that they will actually go inside a fire. It actually says that they will pass through a bridge, all of those things, okay? So we want to take a look at the tafsir. What is the tafsir saying? We're going to take a look at that of Ibn Kathir, and then we're going to move on from there. So I'm going to be reading this. I want everybody to see it, okay? Both the Christians and the non-Christians, the Muslims right now. And here's what it says. It says, everyone will be brought to hell. Muslims, are you listening to this? It says, everyone will be brought to hellfire. And then we're going to be moving on from there. It says, then the righteous will be saved, okay? And then, Ibn Kathir actually continues with his comment from here. It says, Ibn Jarir reported from Abdullah that he said concerning Allah's statement, there is not one of you, but we pass over it. Now, he's not trying to give an explanation of what the pass over it is all about. It says, the bridge over hell is like a sharp edge of a sword. The first group will cross it like a flash of lightning. The second group will pass it like the wind. The third group will pass it like the fastest horse. The fourth group will pass like the fastest cow. Then the rest will pass while the angels will be saying, oh Allah, save them. Oh Allah, save them. This narration has supporting narration similar to it from the prophets in the two Sahihs. in and other collections as well. This narration has been related by Anas, Abu Sa'id, Abu Hurairah, Jabir, and other companions. May Allah be pleased with them all. So, Brother Bensi, we're seeing what Ibn Kathir is actually saying here. Fatih Kodori also. Ibn Kathir is saying that this passing over hell or being brought to hell actually means that everybody, both the unbelievers and the Muslims, will be brought to hellfire. But then apart from that, apart from being brought to hellfire, there's going to be a bridge over hellfire. It is called the Sirat Bridge. So this bridge is the bridge where all this group of people will now be passing over. So this is what Ibn Kathir is actually telling us right there, that there's going to be a bridge over hell where people will be passing. So we're going to have the first group that will pass like lightning. The second one will pass like a wind. The third will pass like the fastest horse. And the fourth one that will be passing, okay, will be saying, I mean, why they are passing, all right? The angels, can you imagine? The angels that were in the presence of Allah, they will be the ones saying, oh, Allah, save them. Oh, Allah, save them. Now, the question is, who are these ones that the angels are crying over to be saved? Is it the unbelievers that the angels is crying for Allah to save? Definitely not the unbelievers. They are the Muslims, but this is just, on the side note. This is just on the side note. Let's deal with this issue of the bridge that is over hellfire. What's your thought about the tafsir of Ibn Kathir on this particular issue, Bro Benson, before we go to Fatih Kodoro?
I would just say that he has clarified from his beginning statement, from his very statement from the beginning. Everyone will be brought to hell. Everyone. You know, the last time when I was asking Dr. Zakir Naik, are we having any problem with the audio?
No. We can hear you now. Initially, it wasn't good, but we can hear you now. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, good. So, when I was asking Dr. Zakir Naik, I was mentioning that the Muslim, because I want to believe that I'm not part of those everyone, because we have an assurance that we are not going to hell. No way.
Yeah.
But from what Ibn Kathir is saying, is everyone. Everyone means everyone. And he said they will be brought to hell. So
true.
when you go to hell, if you are to pass through a bridge or not, or how you pass through a bridge is another case. But the first and the most important thing is that you will first of all be brought to hell. So the question is, what are you doing in hell in the first place?
Exactly.
So he agreed. He agreed completely that you will be brought to hell. Nothing changed about that. You'll be brought to hell. There's nothing you want to do about it. No matter how pious you are, no matter how religious you are, no matter how extremist you are, no matter how fanatics you are, you will be brought to hell. Though we are lucky and glory be to God that we know that we are not going to be brought to hell. We know for sure that we, being human, we will be in heaven. But to go back to the point, now the bridge case. First of all, we have Ibn Kathir is admitting that they all will be in hell. I want to just I try to slim it down to just the Muslims or those who believe in this tradition.
The audio is cracking, Robert. The audio is still cracking. You need to help us out with this. It's cracking. Because it's cracking, people will not be able to hear you clearly. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you need to check that again. Let's see how you can check that again, Bro Benson. So while we're waiting for you, Bro Benson, to do that, Bro Fatih Kodoro, Bro Benson, yes. What do you want to say, bro? Bro, what do you want to say about this?
I hope my audio is coming good.
Yes, please. Yes, it's coming out well.
Okay. You know what? When you want to cover a lie with a lie, you will fall into a trap. So that is exactly what I'm seeing in this tafsir. Can I go on?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, your audio is not coming out good now. Fats, your audio is not coming out good. It's cracking also.
But I can hear Bro Benson. I hope it's not your own network.
I can hear you clearly now.
Yeah, I can hear you. It might be your network. Because now, should I go ahead?
Yes, it's better now.
When you want to cover a lie with a lie, you fall into a problem. So what I see Ibn Kathir trying to do here is to cover a lie. Reading the text of the Quran, there is no breach. Fine. If you want to now cover it up, it's now telling us there will be a bridge over a fire. What are you doing there? After serving God in this earth, you will still take your time to go and pass over hell. That is terrible for every Muslim who want to pass through hell. I want to advise you, please don't go to that path. Come to Jesus. Jesus will not take you over a fire. Now, I'm challenging. Say some people are commenting that we are misrepresenting the text. Let them ask their question. In fact, they should bring out the misrepresentation we are doing here. We are reading your tafsir, we are reading your Quran, and you are telling us we are misrepresenting you. Please ask your question. What are we misrepresenting? Please. So the problem again is that if you are passing through hell, why is Allah saying you have been forgiven on heart? What is the purpose of the forgiveness of Allah on heart? Allah will still take, after forgiving you on heart, He will still take you over hell. At the end of the day, you will still go and face the mizan scale of Allah. That is a problem. Come to Jesus. Come on home. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much for that, Brafatu Kuduru, and also want to use the opportunity to welcome Bra Baby Code. So, Bra Benson, some in the comment section have said that your audio is coming out clear. That probably should be from my own end. So, do you want to complete that thought before we move further? Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, just like our brother just said right now, is that you are going to hell. Ibn Kathir has made it very clear that they will be brought to hell. So, and what he now says that is very important. I want the Muslims to really read this. He said, then the righteous will be saved. Why should some people be saved from hell? Why do you have to go to hell? So that means there's no matter how righteous you are, you will first of all go to hell. No matter how righteous, no matter how pious you are, saying that you will go to hell. Then, based on your righteousness, based on how you serve Allah, He will now save you, which is a big blow to all the works you've even done on this planet Earth, to all your service to God on earth. And like Bro Fato Korodo just said right now, is that I want to just say this. I will just shift back very fast. Is that even from the Quran, we know where Jesus is. We know that Quran make it clear that Jesus is nearest to Allah in paradise, in heaven. His place nearest to Allah. He's been taken up, rose up, taken up, and placed nearest to Allah. He has shown us from the Bible also that He is going to prepare a place for us and is going to come back to pick us to that place. And we know where He is. We know He didn't pass through hell to get to that place. That's Jesus is the one you should follow. That's Amen. Jesus that promised you that paradise where He is where you should come. Is where He's coming back from, to come and take you. It's better to follow that one than passing through one hellfire, even though you are righteous. You understand?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Brother Benson. Because of time, we need to take a look at some of the traditions. Okay, so right there also, we want to move on with Ibn Kathir because the Muslims are actually, initially, they're accusing us that we're not quoting their sources, we're mishandling them. But these are your sources, your sources we're quoting right now, Muslims. We wanted to take a look at it because we don't want you to misrepresent us in any way, shape, or form. So Ibn Kathir continues further to say that there is not one of it, but we pass over it. And it gives us the meaning of passing over it, okay? And it says that the passing of the Muslims, okay, over the hellfire means they are passing over the bridge that is, over a bridge that is over it, which is actually what we have just examined right now. That if you're actually going to go to hellfire, okay, or if you're even going to not be in hellfire, question is, why do you want to pass over it in the first place? Why should there be a bridge? What's your business with hellfire in the very first place? Okay, so Ibn Kathir is saying that there is a bridge over hellfire for Muslims and everybody to pass. But then he move on to say, but the passing of the idolaters over hell or hellfire refers to the admission to the fire. So what Ibn Kathir is saying is this: everybody will pass over hellfire, okay? Everybody have business with hellfire. So if you're a Muslim right now, you're saying, well, the Muslims will not be there. They have no business with it. Ibn Kathir is saying that, no, that is not it. Everybody have business with it. Maybe you are a Muslim or a non-Muslim, you have a business with hellfire. But just like Brother Benson said, if you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus, you have no business with hellfire, because Jesus never told us we're going to pass through hellfire before we go to his own kingdom, or we're going to be with the Father. He never said that. Okay, but Ibn Kathir is saying right here that everyone have a business with it. But the only difference is that if you're a Muslim, you will pass over it. But if you are a non-Muslim, you will enter it. We have commented over that, which is actually what we mentioned right now. But so because of that, I want us to move on to the last part of Ibn Kathir's explanation about this. He now said, then we shall save those who have taqwa. Okay, those who have the consciousness of Allah, taqwa. All right. Then you now move on to say, when all of the creatures passed over the hellfire. Muslims, are you listening to this? Okay. Remember, you are accusing us that it is only the unbelievers that will pass through hellfire. Only unbelievers that will go there. It is only unbelievers that have business to do with hellfire. But you're seeing right from your source right now that even your source, your own scholars are saying that, see, every creature, okay, everyone will actually pass over a fire. And he now says, and those disbelievers and the disobedient people who are destined to fall into it because of their disobedience, Allah, okay, they are destined to fall into it because of their disobedience, then Allah will save the believers and the righteous from it because of their sin, not because of their deed. Take a look at what Ibn Kathir is telling us right now. Ibn Kathir is telling us that the disbeliever, they will be there, they will fall inside it. But then Allah will now save the righteous from it, meaning we save them from hell because of their deeds. Therefore, their passing over the bridge and their speed will be based upon their deeds that they did in this life. The question is, as a Muslim, do you even know the measure of good deeds that you have done, or the kind of deed that you have done? How can you be sure of the kind of deed that you have done that will help you to escape that hellfire? So that means you know you are going to go there, but how you are going to escape, or the good deeds that will make you to escape, you don't even know the measure in the very first place. Then he now move on to say, okay, then the believers who perform major sins will be allowed intercession, meaning that the disbelievers, okay, is it the disbeliever? Is it the believers? Okay, the believers who perform major sins, they will now be allowed, all right, intercession, meaning that people will now be interceding for them. Who are those people that will be interceding for them? The angels will intercede for them, the prophet will intercede for them, and also other believers will also intercede for them. Here's the question I want to ask my Muslim friends. If you are one of those believers who did not make it to heaven, question is, who is going to intercede for you? Yoruba will say, right? So if you are not one of if you are not one of those people that made it across hellfire, who is going to intercede for you? That's number one. Then number two, how are you sure that even when they have interceded for you, Allah is going to bring you out of hellfire? Let me complete the reading so that Brabibi Code, Fatu Kuduru, and also Brabesi is going to make a comment on this. Okay. So he says there's a large number of sinners. Please listen to these Muslims. Apart from the fact that the Muslims will be interceded for, it now says, then a large number of sinners will be allowed to come out of hell. Why now? Why should the sinner again come out of hellfire? Is that not their portion? Abi? Now they will come out of hell. The fire will have devoured much of their bodies. That means the fire would have designed their body, except the places of prostration on their faces. All right? Their removal from hell would be due to the faith in their heart. That means that there are some people, okay, that will be removed from hell because of the prostration. That's what Fatu Kudur is talking about. This is a Zebiba sign. Okay?
Yeah.
That sign that you have, for those who do not know, when we're talking about the Zebiba sign, we're talking about that black spot that you have in front of a Muslim head, as a result of worshiping Allah. All right. For the Muslims who have been worshiping Allah regularly, they do not miss the prayer. You usually see these black spots, okay, at the middle of their head. That is the Zebiba sign. So that sign is very unique and is very important. Some Muslims will leave that sign there. Why? Because that sign is what Allah will see on that day, that we admit some people to paradise. So you need to understand this, Christians. You need to understand it's very, very important. When you see some of these things, you need to know what it means, what they stand for. And you need to know the reason why we should love our Muslim friends and pray for them. Because if you are thinking of going to hellfire before you're transferred to paradise, what hope do you have that you're going to be transferred to paradise? Over to you, Bro Baby Code. Let's hear from you.
All right, thank you very much. In fact, I just opened this on another tab on my system right now. The very first problem I have with this with the Ibn Kathir tafsir is that it's like somebody is losing you and still trapping you at the same time. So like there's a part he said where we have been talking about that before, that they will pass over it, and the other people who are the sinners, who are the unbelievers, that their own passing over is being admitted into it. But now when you read from this part where he talks about all sinners, who are the sinners? Are you talking about Christians? Are you talking about Muslims? Are you talking about Buddhists? Now, those people will now be taken out of it, because now it's not about only people that have cerebral sign alone that will be taken out of this hell. He said, then the believers who perform major sins will be allowed intersection. The angels, the prophets. So now the problem here is that when they are going to enter the hell, that is for sure. Why Ibn Kathir have said initially that they are only passing over that bridge. So that is a bit of contradiction. Are they actually entering into it or just passing over? So the number two is that who are the sinners that Allah will eventually, that they will be saved later? We don't know. Are they going to be Muslims also? Or because or I don't know, all the other people like Buddhists, you know, they're also doing koto when they are doing worship. Muslims pray exactly like, Buddhists pray exactly like Muslim. Or let me say Muslim are the one copying them, because they actually existed before, they exist before the Muslims. So they also bow down, they put their head on the ground. They also have a sign here. In fact, there's a sign of faith in the religion of Buddhists. So I don't know if they are the one also, when they get to the hellfire, they burn, they come outside. So if they see the sign on their forehead, they also are going to be saved. In a summary, what I just want to point out here is that there is no assurance of salvation. This is, in fact, according to Surah 157, that's borrowed the word full of congestion. They are full of congestion. This verse, this tafsir shows that there is no assurance. You are not so sure. You don't know what you are doing. You don't know if you are going to be saved or not. And the funniest thing is that the other two tafsir that come before Ibn Kathir, Al-Jalalain and Abbas, they actually said that they are all going to hell.
We're going to take a look at that after the
they are going to hell. So we don't need to waste much of our time with sometimes. I'm talking about, when I'm saying wasting much of our time, I'm not saying that not explaining it to them. I mean the Muslim. There is no way you want to dribble this game, this verse, this ayah. You can't. It's just telling you that you don't have assurance of salvation. You don't know what number of things you are going to do and how you are going to come out of it. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we want to go to Fatikudo right now. Briefly, let's have your comment on this before we, if Brother Sunday also has a comment, then we can move on from there.
Yeah, what Baby Coach just said is correct. Here is a place where Muslims should stop and think. They should stop and think. Why will you pass over hellfire? Why will you pass over hellfire? Now, if you are telling me you pass over hellfire and Allah will not take some people out of hellfire, don't forget. So you in the Ibn Kathir commentary, he said they will supplicate for them. But in the Islamic faith, they said Kadara Allahu akan kadiri. Nobody can change the kadri, the what Allah has written down. In fact, there is an hadith that said when Allah created Adam, he stroked his right shoulder. Every of his offspring that came from the right shoulder, they are for paradise. He stroked the left shoulder. Every of the offspring that came from the left shoulder, they are for hellfire. Who told you where you have comfort? Is it from the right or from the left? You are confused as a Muslim. You don't know what you are doing. You are going to hellfire. In fact, Muhammad, in his daytime, in his lifetime as a prophet of Islam, where there is a wind, natural wind, it will be so fearful, crying, say, wow, oh Allah save me, judgment is coming. He was so afraid of wind. He was so afraid of natural disaster. Why are you following such a man? Don't live your life under this man. Hellfire is sure for you if you are a Muslim, according to your tafsir. God bless you.
Okay, so I don't know if I should allow Benson to say something about this, or do we move this to the next stage before you comment? Bro Benson, do you want to say something briefly? I'm looking at the time. Okay, all right, please go ahead, please.
The only question the only additional contribution I want to add to it is this. It should tell you how, I don't want to use some derogatory word or some words, how wicked a Lord will be to have decided that after you worship him on earth, you serve him with all your life, you sacrifice so much for him, to now take you to pass through hell. Man, you have to question that Lord. You have to be able to look at it that this is a wicked person. Even if it's you have done that to any of your servants because you are regarded as a slave. Will you have done that to any of your slaves? Not to now compare you as one who is a worshiper, a devoted worshiper of that God. So let's look at it. Muslim, look at it that this, if this is true, and we are seeing it from your own your own commentary, your own source, authentic sources. You understand? From your leaders who are very, very respected leaders, then you have to question this Lord that you are worshiping, that wants to send you to hellfire before going to hell. Let's continue.
All right, thank you. That's brother. Right now, we want to see the last part of the comment of Ibn Kathir before we check out that of Ibn Abbas and that of Al-Jalalain, just as mentioned by Brother Baby Code. So here is the last part, okay? And the reason why we're doing this is because, again, Muslims, we want to show you your own sources. We don't want you to accuse us of cherry picking, okay? We want you to see what your sources are saying. So the last part is saying this. It says, their removal from hell, talking about the last people that we talked about right now, that the removal from hell will be due to the faith in their heart. The first to come out will be he who has the weight of a dinar of faith in his heart. That means tiny little faith. Then whosoever has the next least amount of him, that has the least amount after him, meaning that even if your faith is still smaller than that, then that means you will still be taken out of hell. But I want you to notice the progression right here. Just please notice the progression. It now says, then whoever is next to that after him, and so forth. Meaning that, for instance, if you have a faith of, let's say, 1,000 naira, I mean, I'm just using this as an instance. This is not, okay? You'll be taken out of it. If you have a faith of, let's say, 700 naira, 700 naira is lower than 1,000 naira, you'll be taken out of hellfire. If you have the faith of somebody like, let's say, 500 naira, you'll be taken out of hellfire. If you have the faith of somebody like 200 naira, up until when you have the faith of somebody like 50 naira, okay, you'll be taken out of hellfire. That's what the tafsir is actually trying to say. It now says this will continue. Please listen to this very carefully. It says this will continue until the one who has the tiniest hint of faith in his heart, equal to the weight of an atom. See, an atom is very small. Then Allah will take out of hell whosoever. Please take a look at this. Then Allah will take out of hell whosoever has said La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Just this particular statement. For the records, on this show right now, I have said La ilaha illallah. At least for the records on this show. Okay. Okay, I have said La ilaha. In fact, I've said it like 4 times now. So that means on that day of judgment, if Allah is going to be looking for people to take out of hellfire, at least he will say, well, Corey, the one you are doing Seasoned Apologist Live, you have said La ilaha. This is this. My brothers, make sure say your own so that at least
some people will say, yeah, I know you have not finished. Some people will say they play. The same lie. Pharaoh said the same thing, Surah 10, ayah 90 to 91. He was not saved. Same lie.
Okay, so let's continue now. It says, even one day of his entire life, okay, even if it's only once that he has said La ilaha illallah, okay, La ilaha illallah, even if it is one day of his entire life, even if he never performed any good deeds, please take note of this. Even if he have not done anything good, but at least he has said La ilaha illallah, just one is in his lifetime, that is enough for him to be taken out of hell, okay? And then it says, no one will remain in hellfire. That means all this set of people will be taken out of hellfire, all right? Except those it is obligatory upon to remain in hellfire forever. This has been reported in many authentic hadith from the Messenger of Allah. So what Ibn Kathir is actually trying to tell us at the end of the day is that everybody will go to hellfire, okay? There's no doubt about that. Some will go into it. Some will actually pass through the breach. That's what Ibn Kathir is actually saying. But not everybody that goes in there will remain there. Some will actually come out. In fact, a large number of people will actually come out. Okay. However, the only set of people that will be in hellfire are the ones that Allah had already ordained to be in hellfire. Maybe they could do good deeds or not. For far that Allah has destined them to be in hellfire, they will surely be there. All right. So that means if Allah has destined a Muslim, because Allah can do whatever He wills. Quran chapter 14, verse 2. I was 14 verse 2. No, yes, I think it's 14 verse 4. Quran 14:4 says that Allah will never send a messenger to a particular
language of his people.
In the language of those people. And then when Allah has done that, the verse of the Quran continues to say that Allah will now mislead whomsoever He wills, and then He will guide whomsoever He wills. So that means as a Muslim, Allah can decide to destine you to hellfire, even if you have done all the good works that you have done, because He's the one that can decide whatever He wants to do. All right. So that means it's not even still guaranteed, even if you are going to go over this bridge. Okay. It is not guaranteed that you are going to make it. So far, you are still a Muslim. That is my thought on this. What do you think about this, Bro Baby Code?
Yeah, I had the same thought about it actually. I've read this part of it also. So, and this place, let's forget about somebody crossing on it or not. I asked a question before that. Those people that will be inside and are bringing out, are they Buddhists or they are Christian? So definitely, Muslims want to believe that some people will be taken out. Yes, some people believe that, and majority of them believe that. So definitely, they are Muslim. And if you want to deny that they are not Muslim, then you are giving me hope. Then, in Islamic way, that since Brokwede I'll say la ilaha illallah, I mean I'll say la ilaha illallah now, at least a day in my lifetime, and Allah will consider that even if I lie, fornicate, and do some other things, He will consider that and take me out of it. Which is, I don't think that is that's the truth about God. God will never do that.
Okay, so Brother Benson, do you want to say something before we move to that of Al-Jalalain and Ibn Abbas? Yeah.
It's just also buttress on that point that so it means that you can continue to do all your bad deeds. There's no need. I can even advise you as a Muslim. There's no need wasting your time praying 5 times and just say la 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 la, and you know that at last something will save you. But we know for sure that this is not true. We know for sure that this will not be the case. The only person that takes anybody to hellfire, that leads anybody to hellfire, that want to save them, that is thinking he want to save anybody from the hellfire, is the Lord of that hellfire. And that Lord of that hellfire does not want anything but for people to remain there. So it's better you don't even go into it at all. It's better you pass through the way that is direct than to now say you want to go there and you are being saved at last. And like you have said, what if you are destined to not be there? And we are telling you, we have an assurance of another source that if you believe in Him, only if you believe in Him, you are destined for heaven. You will go to that heaven for sure. So it's better to take that one than now to go and play a sporting bet or game with your life, not sure if you will be there or not sure if you'll be destined for it or not. That's my comment on that side.
All right, thank you very much, Brother Benson, for this. And again, folks, if you're a Muslim watching this program, the reason why we're doing this is because of the love that we have for you. Remember, these are your sources. And after this program, I want you to take a time out, okay? Take a time out to take a look at the sources that we're quoting right now. Look at them in depth, all right? Take a time out to read everything. Read them, everything that we're saying right now, to cross-check if they are there as we are saying it right now or not, okay? And see if your sources are saying that you will actually go there or not. Because again, we're not reading, we're not reading the Bible right here, okay? Exactly. We're only reading your sources and we're critiquing your sources. We're trying to show you that this is what your sources are saying, all right? And then moving on because of time, because we want Muslims to ask questions, all right? So we want to take a look at the tafsir of Al-Jalalain and that of Ibn Abbas. So Al-Jalalain is saying right here on this same verse of the Quran, you see, there is not one of you but shall come to it, that is, but shall enter hell. So Al-Jalalain is interpreting this statement that there is not one of you but shall come to it means that it means you will enter hellfire. That is what Al-Jalalain is saying. And it says, this is inevitable. You can't escape it. There is nothing you can do about it. All right? It is inevitable, already decreed by your Lord, something which He made inevitable and which He decreed. He will not waive it. That means there is nothing you can do as a Muslim, but you just have to enter a fire. This is what Al-Jalalain is saying. Do we need to overflow this, brethren? Or can we just pass over to Ibn
I think
Ibn
we
Abbas?
can pass. Yeah, we can just go to Ibn Abbas. But this is very strict and clear. Yeah.
All
We're
right.
going to
So Ibn Abbas is saying this. Ibn Abbas is saying that there is not one of you, but we approach it or shall approach it. All right. And then he gives us the meaning. He says, there is not a single one of you to the exclusion of the prophet and the messenger. So Ibn Abbas is saying that apart from the prophet and the messengers, okay, everybody, everyone, but the Christians, the Muslims, everybody, though we know that as Christians, we don't go to hell. We're not going to go to hellfire. All right. Jesus never told us we're going to go to hellfire before we're going to paradise. No. He never said that. Okay. So, but then the idea is that everybody we actually go to hellfire. Okay. And then he says, save that if we enter it. Enter where? He say, I enter hellfire. What is your business with hellfire? He now move on to say, I mean, in explanation to this, it says, that is a fixed ordinance of your Lord. It is a decree that must necessarily, oh my God, take a look at this. It says necessarily, you cannot do anything about it. It is a decree that will actually take place. So is there anything that we need to say about this, brethren? I mean, is it not clear that is saying Ibn Abbas and Al-Jalalain, two of them are saying, the two Jalals and Ibn Abbas are saying that, I mean, when we say pass over it, it is actually entering hellfire. Is there something we need to say about this? We have 3 more minutes to go, and we want Muslims to actually ask their question. And in fact, initially, we want them to actually post their question right there on the screen, but it seems as if they want to call. So what we're going to do right now is that because of time, because I did not set up the call initially, something that I can do within the next 2 minutes or so, but because we want to display the questions that you want to ask us on the screen, we're going to be giving 2 Muslims to ask us questions, okay? Based on what we've discussed tonight, all right? Okay, ask us questions. We want you to ask your question. We're going to display on the screen and we're going to answer your question. So, brethren, while we're waiting for the Muslims' question, do we want to discuss this?
Yeah, what I just want to say is that,
yeah, please go ahead.
Al-Jalalain is a Muslim. Ibn Abbas is a Muslim. So even if the Muslim of today don't believe, that's what Al-Jalalain and Ibn Abbas believe before they die. So, and they are also Muslim. So they believe all of them are predestined for hell. So they go there, then every other things follow from the hell. So that's just I just want to say that they believe it. They are the earlier Muslim before them.
Yeah. A little I can answer to that is that this is a decree, and it becomes a decree that cannot be changed. It cannot be altered, like other people even say. It becomes so strong. To imagine that the one you are serving, the one you are worshiping, the one you are doing everything to, want to make a decree that cannot be changed, and it has to be a decree that you will pass through hell, you will go to hell, you will enter hell. No, what kind of a God is that? You understand? You have to rethink that my God wants to make a decree for me that I cannot change, that nothing can change it, and it has to be a decree that will be a punishment on my own part. That's not a good sign of any good God. I think that's just a little say on it for the question.
Okay. Fatu Kudur, thank you very much, brother. Say, Fatu Kudur, do you want to say something about
Yeah, the Islam is a game of chance. Tokini jandaluku ebala jesu eyibo shuruke to vile kedelun la la milolo eba eba. Who told you are going to paradise? You are not going anywhere until Allah sanction you. You are going this or that. Stop wasting your time. Come to Jesus.
That's it.
All right, thank you very much. So we have not seen a question from the Muslim right now. There is a question from a Christian, but I just want us. We want question from the Muslim, please. Brady, let me see. I actually saw one.
I think
from
somebody
Balogun.
asked a question.
It's actually from a Christian, Balogun, I think. That's actually a Christian question. He said, "Why is it necessary?" Okay. The one from a Muslim.
Okay. Anor Umar, 7:50 p.m.
7:50. I didn't see that. So what was the question, please? You can actually mention it. I'm screening.
You guys don't know what you are talking about. When Jesus went to the Hades, according to your Bible, Does
Yeah.
it mean he is of hellfire? Then show us a verse in your Bible that says Jesus went to paradise after he
Oh, okay.
went
I've seen it.
to the Hades.
I've seen
Yeah.
it. All right. Okay, so this is a question that Umar is actually asking. Now, for the fact that, first off, thank you very, very much for reading the question, Bra Baby Code. For the fact that Bra Umar could not even ask us a question on what we have just said, shows that Bra Umar admitted as a Muslim that the Islamic narration and also the Quran had said that the Muslims will go to hellfire. So at least Bra Umar is actually admitting to that fact, I think. And if he wants to challenge that, he can ask us a question on that because we've already shown the sources. But then Brahma is actually saying that we don't know what we're talking about. Why? Because Jesus went to Hades according to the Bible. Does it mean he is of hellfire? Then show us a verse in your Bible that says Jesus went to paradise after he went to Hades. Okay, so this is actually very simple. I'm going to also pass it to my brethren, but I just want to do the linguistics right here. So when we're talking about Hades, Hades is actually different from hellfire. There's a difference between, Hades or a place of death, all right, or even hell, all right. There's a difference between hell and hellfire. When we're talking about hell, hell could actually be a place of death, okay, just as what we're talking about right now, which is actually Hades, okay, because in the Bible, especially from the Old Testament, we have that word used for the grave, okay, a place where people go to when they die. Like somebody go to the grave, they say, "Oh, he's going to Hades," he's actually going to hell. But the verse of the Quran we're taking a look at, Quran chapter 19 from verse 67 to 72, is not talking about the grave. It's talking about a place of torment. And in addition to that, we take a look at what your own commentators, all right, the tafsir commentators, okay, what they said, and also your tradition, the hadith, what they said about this. What are they saying about it? They are saying that it is hellfire. So they are not telling us that it is Hades. They are not telling us that it's a place people go to when they die, okay, like the grave. No, that's not what they're saying, okay? It is saying that they will go to hellfire. So you're actually comparing apple with pineapple. It is not the same thing. When the Bible says that Jesus went to Hades or that he went to hell, it's not saying that Jesus went to hellfire. He actually says Jesus went to the place of death. And the reason why that is important, theologically speaking, is because when Jesus went there, it shows that Jesus has conquered death. So that me as a Christian today, I will not be afraid of death any longer. Why? Because when I die, Jesus assured me that on that day, he will raise me from the dead. Jesus said that on that day, the people will actually hear the voice of the Son of Man, referring to himself, that they will hear the Son of the Man and they will rise from the grave. That is what will happen to me on that day. And if you believe in Jesus Christ, that will also be your portion. So, brethren, please, I wanted to also comment on this. And that I will be looking through if we have questions. Yeah, Brother Bensi, go ahead, and then we have a baby call.
Okay, so you just said one part of it, so let's leave that as that one. They now say, show us a place where Jesus entered into paradise. Okay, if you just look into Acts chapter 1, Act 1 talks about how after Jesus resurrected, was taken up into heaven. So it shows that, and even your Quran, if I want to even say it, let me just use your own Quran, Quran chapter 4, verse 158, also shows where Jesus is nearest to Allah in paradise. Or where do you think Allah is? Wherever in your own text, wherever you think Allah is, the text is saying that Jesus is nearest to him, near to him, that place where he is. So that has shown you that the Hades has been cleared. The paradise, we don't even have to go into it in the Bible alone. You can see it even from the Quran. And if you want to see from the Bible, just go to that book of Acts. From the book of Acts, you can see it from Acts chapter 1. Just start reading it within one, from around like 9 thereabouts back downward. You see how he was taken up into the sky, into heavens. It will be clarified from that side. So that's a little comment I want to say on that.
Okay.
All
So
right. So, Brother, do you want to? Yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah,
Go
just
ahead.
to support and what Broccoli said, if you check the book of Hebrew chapter 2, verse 14, I like to use that verse a lot. In fact, it helped me a lot to break down the assignment of Jesus Christ and why he was being incarnated. So that verse 14 was talking about the reason why Jesus came. It says, since the children have flesh and blood, it too shared in their humanity, so that by his death, he might break the power of him who holds the power of death. That is the devil. So So now, what the Bible is telling us now is that Jesus Christ, according to what Bokuri has said also, that going to hell is to help us defeat death himself. So what he has come to do, according to Bible, Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14, is that like a man called John Owen, he wrote a book called The Death of Death in the Death of Jesus Christ. So while Christ died and resurrected, between that period of resurrection, while he is dead, he has conquered death. And that is what he actually went to that place to do. So that's just what I want to add to it.
All right, thank you very much, brother. Yeah, thank you very much, brother. Very good. Fatih, do you want to say something before we?
Yeah, quickly. You notice one thing. When you are challenging Muslim, when you are showing them their sources, they will not attend to the question.
Can you still hear him? I can't hear him again.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear both of you.
Can I go ahead?
No, I'm not hearing Bra
Benson,
right
can
now.
you hear me?
Can you hear him right now?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, it's Brackery. Use your network. Brackery's network is the one that's having issue.
Okay, all right. Go
Benson
ahead.
Thank you. Now, if you notice the question of the brother, you were asked with a serious question you need to attend to. You are not attending to. You are turning you to. You are saying Jesus went to Hades. Thank God for Brackery said, he has explained it. But let me add this. In Yoruba, when you want to go out, oni kò ṣiṣẹ́, ṣé o ti kú rí ni? It's only Jesus that had power over death. That is why he went to Hades. That is why he said, "Oh death, where is thy sting? Oh grave, where is thy victory?" He's the only person that can say so. Allah can never say that because he has never went there before. Thank you. God bless you. And you have been given a verse where Jesus went to heaven in your Quran and even in the Bible. Is there alive? God bless you.
All right, so folks, we're going to be wrapping up right now, but I just fixed the audio for the phone. So I'm going to be putting the link to the phone number right now on the screen so that we can allow just one call, because we've already overshoot our time right now. We ought to have rounded up right now, but then we're going to be doing this because we want our Muslim friends to know that we really, really want them to engage, right about now. So right now, we are going to put a line on the screen. In fact, let me do this. The line to call right now, if you want to call, just take a look at the number close to my name right there. Okay, that's the number to call if you want to call right now, because some are saying, hey, put your number on the screen if you're actually truthful. If what you're saying is actually true, put the number on the screen and then we'll call and then show you that what you're saying is a lie. So that is the number you're seeing right now. The number to call is what you're seeing right now on the screen, 08127 999 591. So if you want to call a Muslim, we have the opportunity to pick up a call right now, just for one Muslim before we wrap up. So if you want to call, yes, you have the opportunity to call right now. So if you want to call, please go ahead and make the call right about now. That is a studio line to call into. All right. So we're waiting for the Muslims to call in, so that we can actually. Brother. Yes, please.
Oh, sorry, he said something.
Yes.
7:59. I know, Omar. It was okay. He was responding to somebody. He said, when they cannot go and learn Arabic philology, but that's not even my concern. The word he said the word used in that verse is warid, not fihi.
Okay, so we have a call coming in. So I don't know if everybody I know that the audience will be able to hear this, but I don't know if
it's ringing.
I know that the audience will be able to, but okay, let's see if everybody will hear it. All right, so you're welcome to the live show. This is Seasoned Apologist Live. Do you have any question? Are you a Muslim or a Christian? Please go ahead.
I'm a Muslim.
Where are you calling from, please? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Engineer Izzudin calling from Abuja. I'm the one that say you should put your phone number.
Okay, engineer, thank you for calling in. Quite appreciate that. So what's your question, please?
So we are talking about the verse in Surah Al-Maryam, chapter number 19, verse number 73.
Exactly.
That says, "Wa in kuntum illa wariduha." I can see pronunciation of the wariduha. You don't even know how to pronounce it. You say wariduha. It's not wariduha. It's wariduha.
So
the verse is talking about. Don't let me talk.
Go ahead, please.
The verse is talking about the Muslims and the Christians that will be brought to hell, as you said.
Sorry, can you repeat that again, please? The verse is talking about the Muslims and what?
And the Christians and other sects. In the day of judgment, they will bring towards the hellfire, as you said.
Okay.
But one thing you need to know, in Islamic tradition, there is what we call sirat. Sirat is a bridge that leads to heaven or hellfire. This sirat is everybody will follow through this bridge to either enter heaven, the paradise, or enter hellfire. So if you read the tafsir of the Ibn Kathir, you are saying that you read.
Yes.
The Ibn Kathir narrated from a hadith that the Muslims will pass through that bridge and enter what we call either heaven or hellfire. Once that, don't worry. I know.
They will pass through that bridge. And
Your question.
Again.
No, they will not enter hellfire.
Okay.
Some of the Muslims will enter hellfire. Some of the Muslims, and
Okay.
I'll explain.
All right.
Explain.
Go ahead, please.
Let me give you a good example.
Okay.
If there is a Muslim that kills an innocent soul, and maybe a Muslim just like that, he decided to kill an innocent soul.
Okay.
What do you think on the day of judgment he should just enter paradise just like that?
I'm not
what
Allah.
About the sin?
I'm not Allah, so I won't be able to say that. I mean, I'm not Allah is the one that actually decides that, right?
Okay, so what about the sin of killing an innocent soul? It should not go unpunished, of course. So that Muslim, for example, that killed an innocent soul, he cannot pass the bridge without any problem. Definitely that Muslim will be put to hellfire to punish him for killing an innocent soul. Then after, he will be removed from the hellfire. After he is being punished,
You just condemn Muhammad.
taken to paradise. A Muslim that did not commit any sin,
yes,
a Muslim that is a good Muslim, he will pass through the bridge. If you read the tafsir of Ibn Kathir, the Ibn Kathir is saying some of the Muslims will just pass like a light. Like
yes. It mentioned
like
that.
light.
Yeah.
So some of the Muslims
Can we respond to you?
without any problem, without knowing they pass through hellfire.
Yes.
Well, those Muslims that commit sin, maybe you have killed an innocent soul, you have stolen from somebody, you have done a lot of atrocities, and yet you are a Muslim, you believe with La ilaha illallah, you will be punished for all those wrong things you have done in this dunya. Then you will pass through the hellfire first, you will be burned and punished for all your atrocities, then you will be removed from the hellfire and taken to Jannah.
Okay.
Secondly, you said just because you say La ilaha illallah, you will be removed from the hellfire.
I'm not the one that said it. It's in your tradition. It's your tradition that said it. I'm not the one.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The tradition is true. The tradition is correct.
Okay.
But what you fail to understand, just saying La ilaha illallah doesn't mean you believe with La ilaha illallah. What it means is if you say La ilaha illallah, believe it in your heart that La ilaha illallah.
But that's not what the text said. That's not what the text said. Okay, so you know what? Please stay on the line. I want to ask you a question, because you just said that a Muslim who have killed, a Muslim who have done all these atrocious things, okay, Allah is going to deal with him before he actually goes to paradise, right?
Exactly.
Please, can you show me where that is in all the narrations that we have shown you so far? Can you please show us all of those things? That thing that you have just said, can you show us?
The tafsir of Ibn Kathir is 2 pages. If you have the tafsir, it's 2 pages.
No, we have just read everything to you. It is everything that we've read to you.
Yeah, but what you read to me, you didn't read what. If you read the tafsir towards the end, it describes that those people that will be removed, they will be removed and put their deed. That is why he said the last person.
Okay,
the
you know
last
what?
person is the one that just believes with La ilaha illallah.
Okay, you know what? Let us read for you the last part of the tafsir of Ibn Kathir, so you get to know that we're not just making things up. That's why we're showing all of this to the Muslims.
Let's go.
So this is the last part.
Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead and read it. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, verse number 71. It says, "There is none of you, but you pass over."
I mean, that is where we started from. Yes, go ahead. There is no one of you. Yeah.
Then Ibn Kathir reported a hadith. It is narrated by Ahmad on the authority of Abu Sumayya. We differ among ourselves about the matter of passing over.
Oh,
are you with me?
Oh, interesting.
Fire of hell.
Interesting. Yes. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Some said no. Faithful believers should enter into it.
Okay.
Others said all of the mankind should pass over it.
Okay.
And then Allah will save those who fear him and protect themselves against his punishment.
Okay, so hold on there, please. Hold on there. Please, hold on, please.
Okay.
From what you've just read from Ibn Kathir, which is not even included in what I have right here, is that the Muslims are not even unanimous. They are not agreed as to whether people will go over a fire or that they will pass over it, right? Do you agree with that?
No, I did not.
But that's what Ibn Kathir is saying.
Learn what you have to go to school and learn what hadith is. You don't just read it in the book. Someone needs to teach you.
But you are,
a hadith.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a muhaddith, please? Are you a muhaddith?
Yes, I know hadith.
No, I'm not asking if you know hadith. Are you a muhaddith?
Yes.
Do you know who a muhaddith is?
Yeah, muhaddith is the person that knows the hadith and the chains of narration of the hadith to
Beautiful.
the hadith or to sahih the hadith.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I know it.
Now, this tafsir,
because
okay?
you have been saying
hold on,
not correct.
Hold on. You know that this is a tafsir, not even an hadith, right?
But the hadith is narrated under the tafsir.
Yes, now that's why we want to ask you now. The hadith that was narrated in this tafsir, is it authentic or not?
The hadith, some of the hadiths are authentic, some of the hadiths are not authentic.
Please
the
tell me.
Of the authentic.
Yes, tell us the ones that is authentic and the one that is not authentic. Tell us.
The ones that are narrated from Bukhari are the authentic.
Why do you say that? You just told us that you're a muhaddith. Are you not aware? Are you not aware that in Bukhari we have Sahih, we have before we have another one again. That's the one that is
Hassan.
So how can you not be saying? Hold on, engineer. Hold on. If you know that we have these categories within the Sahih Bukhari, all right, or the tradition of Bukhari, we have hold on now, relax.
Let me correct.
Please relax now.
In Bukhari, there is no Da'if. There is no Da'if in Bukhari.
You said what?
There is no Da'if in Bukhari.
There is no weak. There is no weak hadith in Bukhari.
Can I? Is it?
Don't let us go out of our context.
Even what he's saying, what he's saying is even completely. I mean, according to the Muslim scholars, it's actually wrong, because in Sahih Bukhari they will give you classification. They will tell you that we have the Sahih, we have the Azan. They will tell you that we have
I have some question for you.
We have
Go back to school. We don't have to eat in Bukhari. Let me tell you, why is it called Sahih Bukhari? Why is Sahih written before the Bukhari? In the word Sahih Bukhari, why is Sahih written?
So what you are saying is that all the hadith in Sahih Bukhari are authentic, right?
They are Sahih. That is why it is called
That's what I'm
Sahih.
saying. They are all authentic, right?
So why will you wrongly say there is Da'if? You have to apologize for saying there is Da'if.
Can I ask him?
Your Muslim people themselves, they say that part of Bukhari and Da'if.
Why is Sahih written before the Bukhari?
It is the muhaddiths and the hadith scholars that told us that these hadith we're talking about, especially the one in Sahih Bukhari, they are classified into these ones we're talking about. We have the ones that are called the strong, that's the authentic, that's the Sahih. And then we have the one that is good, which is Azan, all right? In the same Bukhari. And then we have the one that is Da'if in the same Bukhari.
No,
Who are you? Who are you? Are you a scholar?
Can I
study to say that these scholars are wrong?
Just show me one scholar that said there is Da'if in Bukhari. Just one scholar.
Can we go back?
What if I show you a scholar?
Show me a renowned Islamic scholar that said there is Da'if in Bukhari.
Do you know Albani? Do you know Albani?
I know Albani.
Do you know that Albani has graded some hadith to be Da'if?
In which of the hadith?
Sahih. The one is Sahih Bukhari. The collection of Bukhari.
Read the hadith and call the chains of the narration.
No, it's not. Don't tell me to hold on. You are trying to run away. You are not telling me to call the chain of narration. Are you admitting that even Albani, because Albani is very well known, and thank God you know him. Albani actually graded some hadith narration at Dohif, and they're right there, even in Sahih Buhari.
Yeah,
what would you say about that?
Let me tell you what the Islamic traditions we believe. Islamic, we believe with the Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, the Sahaba, which are the people that sit with him, the Tabi'in, which are the people that sit with the Sahaba.
I think it's actually engineer is going off the trail right now.
Yeah,
can I ask him a question?
Yeah, please. Brother you can ask him.
Okay, engineer, you are engineer.
Are you listening, engineer?
Engineer, well done. You said we don't know the. Yeah, you accuse us of not pronouncing Waridua very well. Yeah, it's not about the pronunciation; it's about the truth.
Maybe you should.
Oh.
Okay, so he said he cannot hear you, Brother Larry. What's the question?
I have a question for him. I want to ask him, what is the meaning of Waridua? What is the meaning of Waridua?
You are saying on this
you should tell us the meaning.
Okay, engineer, let's do this. Engineer, do you want to actually come for a debate on this topic? We have people who will be able to debate you right here on this show.
I can debate you on this verse of Surah Al-Maryam, chapter number 19.
Exactly, this particular verse. Are you interested in debating this topic? Yeah.
In fact, I'm interested in debating all what you have been saying before.
Beautiful.
Not only this one. There are lots of things you have been saying that
beautiful. Are wrong. So that would be an opportunity. That would be an opportunity for you to express yourself and bring all of those evidence in your debate. Is that okay for you?
That's very fine. Even on your WhatsApp, I message.
No, don't worry about WhatsApp.
Don't worry about show. Yeah.
This one is going to be a live show, so don't worry about WhatsApp. People are going to be able to see.
There is no problem at all.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do, engineer. This is what you're going to do, engineer. Yeah. Immediately after this show, please just send a message to the number. All right. We're going to have you on this particular program next week, Lord willing, with a brother that will debate you on this issue. Is that okay by you?
That's very fine.
All right, good. Okay, thanks for calling, engineer. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for calling.
You are welcome.
All right. Okay, brethren, this is actually an interesting conversation, and it ended up into a debate challenge. So engineer is going to be coming forth next week, Lord willing, on the Seasoned Apologist Live to show us that all of the things that we have been saying is a lie. Remember, engineer does not believe that the Muslims will enter into hellfire. All right? He does not believe that, even though his sources are saying that. But let us just keep all of that till next week, Lord willing. It's going to be 7 p.m., the same time, the Nigerian time, 7 p.m. We're going to be talking about this. Engineer will actually be on the show at that point in time. So we're going to be wrapping up right now. We have used extra 23 minutes, even after 8 o'clock. I mean, brethren, we're so sorry about this, but I want to believe that we've actually enjoyed this program. And I also want to believe that we enjoy this conversation. This is interchange, okay, with engineer right on the show. And we did this because we want our brethren, our Muslim friends to know that we're not doing rabbit hole right here. We want you to engage us. We want you to talk to us because we're ready to show to you the things that we're actually saying, okay? Right from the evidences, your own particular sources, okay? Okay, so, brethren, 1 minute for each and every one of us, and then we're going to actually call it a day right here. So I'm going to be starting with Brother Benson. 1 minute for you to wrap up, like your parting statement. You're not parting from the head right now. The parting statement on the show, yeah. 1 minute, and then we'll move on to our baby code, and then we'll do our party code relax. Let's have you, Brother Benson. Yeah.
So the first thing I want to tell our Muslim friends is that, see, we are not saying these things because we want to shame Islam. We are showing these things because we love you dearly, like dearly. We know some of us have you as members of our family. Some of us has even up to 75% as members of our family. So we have seen this truth. We have dwelt in it and know that, no, if these things, after verification from even your sheikhs who are like senior scholars, and they are saying this is true, and looking at another offer that is given, that there's an offer that gives us a direct entry to heaven. There's an offer that does not allow the righteous to go to hell and be now saved. Can you imagine that? A righteous will be in hell first, then now be saved. We now make this offer open to you Muslims. That, oh, you may have not known this, you may have not seen this. Thank God for engineer that just came in now. Did not deny that these things are lies. He knows that these things are true. There's a bridge. But why do you have to pass through those bridges as a believer? Why do you have to practice breach? After you have worshipped God, you have even been maybe classified as a righteous person. So, my Muslim friends watching us, we love you dearly. We have a better offer, which the offer is in Jesus, who give us a direct entry even to paradise without passing through hell. And this is what we want to aim at introducing to you. That leave this place where you have to be born first before you go to heaven and come to paradise with Jesus. Thank you.
All right. Is Broccoli still there?
Go ahead with your 1 minute.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So, just like Bro Benson has said, majorly, I want us to understand that we are not here to antagonize anybody or to defame you or to attack your personalities. The reason why we are doing this is because of love. And then when we say we love one another, we need to tell each other the truth. You are saying you loved us, and that is why you are trying to tell us Trinity is wrong. Jesus did not die and resurrect. And we are also loving you. We loved you. We don't want you to perish. That's why we are telling you that you don't need to go to hell first before you come to paradise. And you do not that you don't even need to live in a religion where you have no assurance of salvation, where some people are going to be put in a place and all that. That is the reason why we are introducing Jesus Christ to you. And maybe if God, Lord willing, you are able to open, your eyes is able to open, look at what your scriptures say, and you come to the understanding, then you accept the Lord Jesus Christ. That's the major reason why we are doing this. So God bless you.
Yeah. Everything we have said here.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me now? Everything we have said here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah.
Okay, everything we have said on this program, Muslim listening to us, go and verify them. And if they are found to be truth, why are you still a
Is
Muslim?
Fatukudu there? I'm not hearing him.
Yes, I'm
I
speaking.
can hear him. I can hear him.
Okay.
So whatever you have heard on this program, go and verify, go and check them out. If they are truth, then why are you still remaining Muslim? We are advising you to come out of the religion, come to Jesus, who has given you eternal life. He said, your father has eaten fruit, bread in the wilderness, they all died. I am the bread of life. Anyone that eats out of me will never die. So we are inviting you to come to Jesus so you won't die in hellfire. Like the brother just condemned Muhammad. He said, anybody that committed sin that wrongly will go to hellfire. Muhammad killed Kinana. What was the sin of Kinana? He just condemned, but that's not what we are doing. We are going to that any other time. You are having debate with a brother. So God bless you all. It seems the network of he's back. God bless you.
Yes, about that. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, everyone who had actually been with us right from the very beginning of the program up until now. We want to thank you, brethren, who have stayed up to this program. Thank you very much. We also want to thank all the Muslims, okay, who have been watching right from the very beginning. We want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you very much. God bless you. And also, I really want to thank our dear panelists who have been on this show. I want to thank Bra Baby Code, Fatu Kodoro, and every other person that have been able to make this program a reality. I really, really want to thank you very, very much. Again, I want to say, if you want to reach out to us, we have our email. Okay, just in case if you want to email to us, okay, you can actually attest to the fact that this has been an interesting show. So if you want to send us an email, that's our email right there on the screen, and that is info@seasonedapologist.com. That's our email. If you actually want to check us out on social media platform, yes, you can do that. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, and also we're on YouTube as well. All right, so you can check us out on any of the social media platform and be able to see some of the content that we're putting out right there. Also, if you want to support us in any way, shape, or form, yes, we actually accept your support. You can actually take a look at the numbers right there below the video, and then you can send in your support right there. We quite appreciate all of that. And for those that are praying for us, yes, we appreciate your prayers. Everything that you're doing, we appreciate all of that. And we are saying that the Lord will bless you for all that you have done in Jesus' name. Again, next week, let's keep it a date because the engineer is going to be here and then we're going to be talking about this issue. We want to see if the evidence that we're presenting from the Islamic sources are there indeed, and if the engineer will admit that, or if it is going to be something else. Again, my name is Cradle Wine. We're going to be seeing next week again, but I want to say to you, bye for now.
We love you, Lord, we love you. Father, we give you all the glory. You are my rock, my strength and my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy.